Chapter 10. The Harsh Reality. Section on The Breach. Location: the Dark Star Tower. Time: day. Scene: the bitter news. The following day dawned with a sense of foreboding, as Dan arrived early to pick up George for their daily commute to work. With only one vehicle at their disposal, a necessity due to Ella's duties in chauffeuring their children to school, the two friends embarked on their journey in solemn contemplation. Thoughts weighed heavily on their minds as they considered the potential repercussions of the previous night's harrowing events and the looming specter of their boss, Waldo, uncovering their involvement. "Perhaps we should consider quitting and relocating to another country with our kids," Dan suggested, breaking the silence as they navigated the morning traffic. "Quit!" George exclaimed, his voice tinged with disbelief. "That would be a reckless decision," he cautioned. "With something as valuable as what was stolen from the facility, our absence from work would only cast suspicion upon us," George reasoned. "Besides, there's no corner of the globe where Waldo wouldn't be able to track us down." Reluctantly conceding to George's logic, Dan fell silent as they continued their journey, the weight of their predicament pressing upon them like a heavy shroud. After what felt like an eternity, Dan and George, alongside their fellow employees, finally arrived at the facility. An air of tension hung thick in the atmosphere as they made their way to the assembly room, a space reserved for disseminating vital information to the workforce. Within the assembly room, a sense of unease permeated the air as employees gathered, their hushed conversations betraying their apprehension. Speculations ran rampant as to the reason for the early morning assembly, each whispered word contributing to the undercurrent of anxiety that swept through the room. Suddenly, Waldo's commanding voice boomed from the podium, commanding the attention of every individual present. As all eyes turned towards him, a collective wave of shock rippled through the room, underscoring the gravity of the situation at hand. "May I have your attention, please?" Waldo's voice rang out with authority, silencing the murmurs and drawing every gaze towards him. "I am saddened to inform you that our facility was breached last night," he continued, his words heavy with disappointment. "An item of utmost importance has been stolen, a despicable act that cannot go unpunished." As the weight of Waldo's revelation settled upon the gathered employees, a palpable silence descended, punctuated only by the murmurs of concern that rippled through the room. Each person grappled with the breach's implications, their shared sense of apprehension hanging thick in the air. "It appears the individuals responsible for this tragedy were not mere amateurs," he remarked, his tone tinged with a begrudging sense of respect. "Their skill in executing this heinous act without leaving a single trace behind is indeed commendable. With proper guidance and training, they could have potentially achieved even greater feats that might rival those of my finest warriors. Alas, they have chosen the path of wrongdoing, and they must face the consequences of their actions." The gravity of Waldo's words hung heavy in the air, casting a somber pall over the assembled crowd. His disappointment was palpable, reflecting the collective sense of betrayal felt by all those present. "As for the identity of these mysterious individuals," Waldo continued, his voice cutting through the tense silence, "anyone who can provide valuable information leading to their apprehension will be rewarded generously. However, let it be known that any attempt to mislead or deceive will have severe consequences. Treachery will not be tolerated." With those final words, Waldo concluded his address and made his exit, leaving the room steeped in an atmosphere of disbelief and apprehension. The employees exchanged nervous glances, grappling with the implications of Waldo's announcement and the uncertainty of what lay ahead. Amidst the lingering tension, George, Dan, and Slick found themselves feeling a semblance of relief upon realizing that their identities had yet to be uncovered. However, Their sense of ease was tempered by the knowledge that they remained entangled in the web of mystery and intrigue surrounding the stolen item and its elusive perpetrators. Section 2. New Horizons. Location: Senate High School. Time: day. Scene 1. School time. As the morning routine unfolded at George's house, a flurry of activity filled the air as the family prepared to embark on their day. "Where's Dad, Mom?" Asriel's curious voice broke the calm of the morning as he sought out his father's presence. "He had to leave early for work," Ella replied, her tone gentle yet matter-of-fact, as she guided her children through their morning rituals. Seated comfortably in the car, Asriel's curiosity persisted. "Is Dad coming back for dinner?" he queried once more, his eyes reflecting a hint of longing for his father's return. "Yes, he should be home by then," Ella reassured her, words carrying the promise of family togetherness later in the day. Thorne, ever mindful of his father's attendance at his activities, added his concern. "I hope he won't miss my game later," he chimed in, a touch of apprehension coloring his tone. "Don't worry, Thorne. Dad always makes it in time for your games," Lariel reassured. Meanwhile, Zell cradled Amanda on his lap, her bright smile illuminating the space around them as they settled into their seat. With a sense of familial unity and affectionate glances exchanged, the siblings set off on their journey to school, their bond strengthened by the shared anticipation of the day ahead. Scene 2. Dojo excitement. Amidst the bustling corridors of the school, Zell's excitement bubbled over as he approached Biggie, his eyes shining with newfound enthusiasm. "Hey, Biggie, guess what? I finally joined a dojo," he exclaimed, unable to contain his eagerness. "Wow, how was it?" Biggie responded, genuine curiosity evident in his tone as he leaned in to listen. Zell chuckled, a hint of amusement coloring his voice. "Honestly, it wasn't quite what I expected. I spent the entire time scrubbing the place. Believe me, that dojo is massive." Perplexed, Biggie questioned, "Then why do you think it's cool?" "Because of the other kids," Zell explained animatedly, his gestures reflecting his excitement. "They were doing some unreal stuff. I mean, they were igniting flames with their bare hands, crafting energy shields, and engaging in these intense sparring sessions. It was incredible. You should check it out." However, uncertainty clouded Biggie's expression. "I don't know, Zell. I'm not sure if that's for me. I mean, look at me, all chubby and fat. I might not fit in there." Zell shook his head, dismissing Biggie's concerns with a reassuring smile. Hey, that's just a silly excuse. Martial art is for everyone, regardless of size or shape. You can do this." "Do you think so?" Biggie asked, his confidence still wavering. "Absolutely," Zell affirmed, his confidence unwavering as he offered words of encouragement. "You'll do great, I'm sure of it. Here, let me text you the dojo's location. Give it a try, who knows? You might just surprise yourself." After a moment of contemplation, a spark of determination ignited in Biggie's eyes, his face breaking into a hopeful smile. "All right, I'll give it a shot." Section 3. Bonds and Contrasts. Location: Skull's home. Time: day. Scene: a glimpse of affluence and kindness. At Black's residence, anticipation crackled in the air as he meticulously selected his outfit, each garment chosen with care to make the best impression on Skull. After a thorough search through his wardrobe, he finally settled on an ensemble he considered suitable for the occasion. With his dojo attire neatly packed into his backpack, he stealthily maneuvered around the furniture, hoping to evade his mother's notice. However, Mrs. Bates, lounging on the sofa, caught sight of him, but chose to feign ignorance of his movements. Unfazed, Black prepared to leave for the bank, where Skull awaited his arrival. As he got closer to the bank, Black caught a glimpse of Skull in the distance, the sight of his newfound mentor prompting a surge of excitement. With a quick wave to acknowledge Skull's presence, Black hastened his pace, eager to begin their journey together. "Hello, Sir Skull," Black greeted respectfully as he approached. "Apologies for my tardiness. I hope I haven't kept you waiting too long?" "No worries at all," replied Skull, his tone reassuring. "I only just arrived myself." With a nod of acknowledgement, Skull checked in, all set. "Feeling nervous?" "A bit," Black confessed, his nerves tinged with anticipation. "But I'm also filled with excitement for what lies ahead." As they embarked on their journey to Skull's home, Black couldn't shake the nagging thought that Skull might harbor a darker side. As they made their way towards Skull's mansion, a flurry of thoughts raced through Black's mind, a mixture of excitement and apprehension swirling within him. What if he's a serial killer or a gang member? What if I'm risking my life? Nah, whatever the case, I'll take my chances. My life's already a mess. A stranger showing kindness is something I've never experienced. I'll give it a chance, he reassured himself silently, determined to embrace the opportunity before him. Skull, sensing Black's contemplative state, interrupted his thoughts with a gentle inquiry. "Are you all right?" he asked, his voice filled with concern. "You seem lost in thought." "Yes, I'm fine," Black replied, mustering a reassuring smile to mask his inner turmoil. "Today, no actual training. I'll give you a house tour. We'll start training tomorrow if that works for you," Skull announced, offering a brief respite from the impending training regimen. "I appreciate that, Sir Skull. I don't want to come off as imposing, so perhaps you could suggest some days for training." "I'm flexible," Black responded gratefully, eager to accommodate Skull's schedule. "All right, we'll discuss that later." "We've arrived," Skull declared, signaling their arrival at the mansion. Stepping out of the vehicle, Black was immediately struck by the grandeur of Skull's abode, his eyes widening in awe at the sight before him. "Wow," he exclaimed, marveling at the impressive facade. "This place is incredible, Sir Skull." "It's nothing special. Just one of my homes," Skull remarked casually, downplaying the opulence surrounding them. "Come on, let's head inside." As they entered the mansion, Black couldn't suppress the surge of fear tinged with excitement that coursed through him. Skull led him through the sprawling halls, providing glimpses of the luxurious interior until they finally arrived at the training room, a vast expanse filled with ultra-modern equipment, far surpassing anything Black had seen in his dojo. "Oh my God," Black exclaimed, his eyes widening in amazement as he took in the sight before him. "You like it?" Skull inquired, a hint of pride evident in his voice. "What? I love it?" Black replied enthusiastically, his excitement palpable. Eager to learn more about the equipment, Black began to ask questions, but Skull suggested they save the exploration for another day. "Right. I forgot. Sorry about that," Black acknowledged, his curiosity momentarily tempered by the anticipation of future discoveries within the training room. As they gathered in the dining room, the aroma of freshly prepared food filled the air, setting the stage for a delightful meal together. Around the table, Black and Skull shared stories and laughter, savoring each bite as they connected over shared experiences and newfound camaraderie. With each passing moment, the bond between them strengthened, transcending the boundaries of mentorship and blossoming into a genuine friendship. As they moved to the game room after dinner, the atmosphere was alive with the sounds of joy and excitement. Engrossed in friendly competition, they played games late into the night, relishing the opportunity to unwind and enjoy each other's company. With every laugh and shared victory, the barriers between them melted away, leaving behind a sense of warmth and belonging. "Wow, where have you been all my life, Sir Skull?" Black mused to himself, his heart brimming with gratitude for the newfound connection. "This is so exciting. If only I met you earlier, I wouldn't care much about martial arts." Meanwhile, Skull found himself equally enchanted by the evening's festivities, his heart swelling with happiness at the prospect of forging a lasting bond with Black. "Wow, who knew spending time with your kid could be so enjoyable?" he reflected inwardly, a smile playing at the corners of his lips. "I wish I had found you sooner. I can't remember the last time I was this happy. I hope we can have more moments like this, even after you're grown and don't need martial arts training." In that moment, amidst the laughter and camaraderie, they both realized that their encounter was not merely by chance, it was a meeting of kindred spirits, destined to leave an indelible mark on each other's lives. As they reveled in the joy of the present moment, they eagerly anticipated the countless adventures that lay ahead on their shared journey of friendship and self-discovery. Scene: a terrifying homecoming. As evening approached, Skull drove Black home and offered him $650 as a form of compensation for taking up almost his entire day. At first, Black hesitated, rejecting the gesture, but Skull persisted, insisting it was a heartfelt token for their time together. Eventually, Black relented and accepted the money, albeit with some apprehension. Unbeknownst to them, Mrs. Bates observed the entire exchange from the window. Her curiosity piqued. Upon entering the house, Black was met with his mother's furious gaze. "Hello, Mom," he greeted, his voice trembling with nervousness. "Don't hello me. Who was that dropping you off? And what was it he gave you? Show it to me," she demanded, her grip on a belt tightening. With his heart pounding in his chest, Black nervously explained, "I went to the dojo. I have my dojo clothes in my bag, Mom." "Come closer. I can't hear you," Mrs. Bates ordered. Tears welled up in Black's eyes as he cautiously approached, bracing himself for what was to come. Fear surged through his entire body. "Why are you crying?" Mrs. Bates snapped, her voice dripping with aggression. "Wipe those tears," she yelled, delivering a solid slap to his cheek. Shaking with terror, Black reached into his pocket to retrieve the money. He handed it to her as she demanded, "Black, how much money is this?" Before Black could speak, another harsh slap landed on his cheek, sending a surge of pain through him. "You've started doing drugs," Mrs. Bates accused loudly, continuing to strike him without allowing him a chance to explain. Meanwhile, Skull watched from outside, tears streaming down his face, feeling utterly helpless. "This will be over soon, son." "I will see to that," Skull whispered with a heavy heart before driving away. Inside, Mrs. Bates relentlessly beat Black as he pleaded for a chance to talk. "Please, Mom, give me a chance to explain," he begged, his voice trembling with fear and pain. After enduring a severe beating, Mrs. Bates ordered him to his room, withholding dinner for the night, intensifying the distressing ordeal for Black. "Get to your room," Mrs. Bates screamed, her voice cutting through the tense air. "No dinner tonight." As Black rushed to his room, tears blurred his vision, the pain from the abuse stinging both physically and emotionally. His mind raced, grappling with the relentless onslaught of his mother's rage and the crushing weight of his current circumstances. In the dimness of his room, Black knew that trying to explain his situation would be futile. It never yielded any understanding. The weight of despair in his heart matched the silent pleas for help echoing within him, unheard amidst the bleakness of his reality. Collapsed onto his bed, he gingerly touched the tender spot on his face, where the sting of his mother's strikes still lingered. What was once a haven now felt like a suffocating prison, the oppressive silence, broken only by the occasional muffled sob that escaped his trembling form. The contrast between Skull's kindness and his mother's cruelty replayed in his mind like a haunting refrain, leaving him bewildered and overwhelmed by the conflicting emotions that tore through him. Through the long, agonizing night. He lay awake, feeling the relentless march of time in the ticking of the clock, each passing moment a testament to his despair. As the shadows in the room danced in sync with his turmoil, Black's hope for a brighter future dwindled, suffocated by the heavy darkness that enveloped him. The night stretched on endlessly, a relentless void that offered no solace, leaving him adrift in an ocean of anguish.